a logical individual, Mohabbat was quite a creepy and frankly quite an authoritarian movie. Shah Rukh Khan used to be in constant touch with Aishwarya Rai's ghost. Interestingly, the ghost used to act in accordance with Shah Rukh's wishes. Nothing what she said antagonized Shah Rukh. Another television series named Just Mohabbat was on similar lines. Character in the stories of Indian leftists also follow same trajectory. Hi and welcome to TFI English, the national socio-political analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Apurva, and if you haven't subscribed to the TFI English channel yet, please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates. Coming back to the story, I'm here to tell you why you need to be sympathetic towards the leftists. So let's begin. Authoritarianism is an interesting phenomenon, but more than interesting, it is addictive. Once you get an authoritarian tendency inside you, you cannot live without it. You wander through streets to find someone who would believe that you are a tough guy. But in modern world order, it is tough to do that hunting. So leftists take a different track. Recently, another sob story by another leftist dominated the headlines. A journalist named Ismat Ara, who could not stick to a single publication in her short career, tweeted for an individual named Manaf. According to her, Manaf helped her during her periods. He left his bread and butter for some time and used his bike to run to a nearby shop in order to buy her a sanitary pad. Interestingly, there are many loopholes in the story. If the shop was nearby, why did he waste time by using his bike? Did he not have enough legs to run for emergency? Secondly, did he not know that in his absence, people would look at Ismat as a shopkeeper and buy commodities from the shop? How would she be able to do it? Additionally, what kind of misogynist he was to not sell any sanitary pads? While you ponder about these common sense questions, we want to tell you that these stories are not a new phenomenon. Almost every renowned individual of the leftist ecosystem has now broadcasted such kind of stories. Kaushik Basu, Arfa Khanum Sherwani, Rajdeep Sardesai among others is some of the infamous privileged people taking help of these alibis. The theme in almost every story is common. A privileged leftist will engage in conversation with a common Indian who is lower in socio-economic status than him, and then will go on to tell the world that that individual vindicated his or her political viewpoints. Tell me a better example of narcissism. But we are not here to criticize them. We are here to tell you that these people are not telling lies. Come on, they are such an educated bunch. How can they even lie? They actually talk to these individuals. Someone did actually come to help Ismat Ara in times of need. An Indian origin taxi driver meeting Kaushik Basu in New York knows more than you about the situation of farmers in India. Don't look at me like this. Here is how it happens. For the last 6.5 decades, leftists, especially working in Indian political system, have lived in a special universe of its own. At their whims, they used to decide the name of the ministers. Their whips used to decide the line of their favorable political parties. On the ground level, these people were superstars laced with top-class houses, swimming pools, and personal gyms, among other facilities. Their bills were paid by political parties. When on foreign tours, sometimes their spending used to generate more bills than the spending of an official diplomat on the same tour. Things took a drastic turn in 2014. PM Modi came, inspected, and took away all those privileges in the next few months. A news anchor who used to sit with big political leaders was now down to vulture reporting during COVID times. Prime-time slots of left-wingers were snatched by a bit more sensible anchors. Most of them were subjected to disdain in power circles. Fed up of all this, some of them started their own portals, but most of them were not so well funded. Frankly, they did not even care to save for the future. They did not even think the tables would turn in such a way. But happiness is the need, which is a necessity for every human being, no matter how good or bad you are. Even someone like Ravan used to search for it. But the problem with these people is that they have deeply unhappy personal lives. They don't have someone whom they can call friend and share everything without any counter. That is a very big issue. These people live in a self-corrected world. They talk to others expecting their points to be echoed by them. They do not want a counter argument, but real human beings and especially friends do not do that. They care for you and so they will counter you. So an evolutionary search for dopamine forced them to create their own friends. They had created imaginary friends. These friends talk to them whenever they wish. They listen to them and do not counter. Whatever theory these people present, their imaginary friends just say yes. Over the period of time, these people have become so much reliant on their friends that they are no longer able to debate with their opponents. Just switch on your TV and watch an uninterrupted monologue of a leftist. You will feel like they are not talking to the anchor, they are talking to someone else. Interestingly, all of these imaginary friends are common folks like me and you. Here is why. These people consider me and you as fools and buffoons. But now their talks are not reverberated. So what they do is take someone from among us as an alibi and tell us that the individual, like a cab driver, agreed with them. So you and I are fools for not agreeing with them. Of course, we are fools. That imaginary friend understands everything while we don't. The amount of damage is so big that even if BJP stays out of power for 5 decades, they won't be able to get it back. These people seriously need immediate psychiatric help. As a preliminary preparation for any visit, they should first try and stop living their personal and emotional lives through Netflix.